4:45 a.m., the basement of Nextlify, a tech giant in Seattle, is swallowed in cold, dim shadows. A main server screen suddenly flashes red, pulsing like the bleeding veins of a machine. A silent alarm screeches through the empty hallway, where fluorescent lights flicker like a dying pulse. Lily Harper, a 13-year-old with a messy ponytail and worn-out sneakers, stands frozen, clutching a mop. Her eyes are glued to the screen, where lines of red code slither like venomous snakes. "Dad, this isn't a system glitch." Lily's voice trembles, but cuts like ice. "Someone's sabotaging us. Right now." James Harper, her father, a janitor in a rumpled uniform, is on one knee, scrubbing a coffee stain off the granite floor. He pauses, sighs, and doesn't look up. "Lily, you're just an intern. Don't mess with stuff that's not yours. I've told you 100 times." But Lily doesn't budge from the screen. She tosses the mop aside, the metal handle clanging sharply against the floor. "Dad, if nobody does something, all the AI data will be gone in 2 hours. The Pentagon contract? Done for." Her voice carries no panic, just a terrifying certainty, like a seasoned engineer trapped in a kid's body. 3 floors up, Sarah Coleman, Nextlify's CEO, strides into her corner office, phone pressed to her ear. Her computer screen refuses to load, screaming a red error message. "Say that again." She snaps into the phone, her voice like steel. The CTO on the other end stammers. "We're under attack, ma'am. Not from outside. From inside. The AI nodes aren't responding to shutdown commands." Sarah slams her latte onto the desk, coffee splashing everywhere. "Damage if we fail," she demands. "Billions. And our reputation." Sarah hangs up, her face pale as death. Back in the basement, Lily steps closer to the server, eyes narrowing. She spots a road code string, disguised as a maintenance signal but secretly copying data to a hidden server. "They got in at 3:15 a.m., she whispers, through a back door. Someone inside the company left it open. James shoots to his feet, wiping sweat from his brow. "Lily, you sure about this? If you're wrong, I'm out of a job." Lily turns, her eyes blazing. "I'm sure. And if I don't act, we'll all lose a lot more than that." A piercing wail from the main alarm erupts, the hallway trembling. The elevator doors fly open, and 2 IT staffers burst out, faces ashen. Lily points at the screen, her voice like iron. "Check the protocol logs now. We've got 90 minutes. The basement of Nextlify, a tech titan in Seattle, is bathed in the ghostly glow of flickering fluorescent lights. The hum of server fans drones like the breath of a massive beast, blending with the soft scrape of James Harper's broom across the granite floor. It's 4:50 a.m., and James, a widowed janitor with a weathered face, is working the early shift, as he has for the past 10 years. His navy uniform is wrinkled, but his hands move with the precision of someone who knows every corner of the building. Nextlify isn't just his workplace. It's a tech empire powering billion-dollar AI defense contracts, from Pentagon navigation systems to security grids for smart cities. To James, though, it's just hallways to scrub clean before dawn. Beside him, Lily Harper, a 13-year-old with a lopsided ponytail and an oversized gray hoodie, is wiping a whiteboard in the server room's corner. Her school's out today, and James, not wanting to leave her home alone, brought her along. Lily doesn't mind. She loves the chilly basement, where servers blink like stars in the dark. Unlike other kids her age glued to TikTok or video games, Lily's obsessed with coding. She's self-taught from dog-eared library books, YouTube tutorials, and late-night dives into hacker forums under the alias Shadowbit. At Nextlify, she's a part-time intern, doing odd jobs like sorting papers or taking out trash, but in her mind, every server is a puzzle begging to be cracked. Lily stops, the whiteboard eraser clattering to the floor with a sharp thud. Her eyes lock onto a secondary server in the corner, its screen flashing red. Not a routine error, but a strange data stream slithering like a venomous snake. She steps closer, muttering, "Tunneling. This is tunneling." She recognizes the pattern from a challenge she solved on a hacker forum, a stealth intrusion where malicious code masquerades as an internal signal to siphon data. Her heart races, not from fear but from the thrill of a hunter spotting prey. James looks up, frowning. "Lily, what are you doing? Finish the board and get back here." He sets the broom down, stepping closer, his voice low. "Don't stir up trouble, kid. We're just the cleaning crew." But Lily's not listening. She points at the screen, her voice quiet but razor sharp. "Dad, this isn't a glitch. Someone's hacking us. If nobody stops it, all the AI data's gone in 2 hours." James blinks, trying to process his daughter's words. "Hacking? Lily, you're 13. What do you know about this stuff?" Lily turns, her eyes blazing. "I know enough to see this is wrong. Dad, I've studied it. I've cracked code like this before." On the 27th floor, Sarah Coleman's corner office is a glass fortress overlooking Seattle's skyline. As Nexlify CEO, Sarah, with her sharp blonde bob and tailored gray suit, is the picture of ruthless precision. But this morning, she's under pressure sharp as a blade. The board wants updates on the Pentagon contract. Banks are hounding her about $1 billion loan, and now her computer won't load. Screaming a red error, she shoots to her feet, foam glued to her ear. "Say that again," she barks, her voice like steel. The CTO's voice trembles through the speaker. "We're under attack, ma'am. From inside. The AI nodes won't respond to shutdown commands." Sarah slams her latte onto the desk, coffee splashing across the gray carpet. "Damage if we fail," she demands. "Billions. And our reputation." Sarah bolts for the door, heels clicking like gunfire on the hardwood floor. She knows if the AI data's lost, Nexlify won't just lose a contract. It'll collapse, and she'll take the fall. In the elevator, she jabs the basement button, her breath short. "Who's down there?" She snaps into her comms. An engineer replies, "The IT crew and some intern kid." She says she found the issue. Sarah's brow furrows, muttering, "An intern? What the hell's going on?" Back in the basement, the elevator doors fly open, and Ethan Walsh steps in. Tall, clad in a black leather jacket, with eyes sharp as a razor, he's Nexlify's cybersecurity consultant. A former notorious hacker turned good. Ethan's reputation still makes engineers flinch. He glances at the red screen, then at Lily, who's standing by the server, pointing at the code stream. "Kid, what did you just say?" Ethan asks, his voice low like gravel. Lily doesn't hesitate. It's tunneling, a file posing as a maintenance signal, but it's copying AI data. If we don't lock it down, we lose everything in 2 hours. Ethan steps closer, scans the screen, and smirks faintly. "Kid's right. This file's not ours." He turns to James, his tone light but icy. "You raised a genius, Harper." James stands frozen, torn between pride and panic. "She's just into computers," he stammers. But Lily's not paying attention. She pulls a scrap of paper from her pocket and starts sketching a diagram, her lines precise like an engineer's. "It came through a back door at 3:15 a.m., she says, her voice eerily calm. "We need to lock that port and check the core in Tacoma. That's the only clean one." Ethan studies the diagram, nodding slowly. "Kid, you just did the IT team's job. But you sure about this?" Lily meets his gaze, unflinching. "Dead sure." The alarm shrieks again, ear-piercing, shaking the hallway. 2 IT staffers burst in, faces pale, one yelling, "Miss Coleman's coming down. She wants to see whoever found the breach." Lily grabs James's hand, whispering, "Dad, I have to do this. I don't want you to lose your job, but I can't let them lose everything." James looks at his daughter, seeing something new in her eyes, not defiance, but purpose. He lets go, his voice thick. "Do it, Lily, but be careful." The elevator doors snap open, and Sarah Coleman storms in, her eyes like a thunderstorm. She scans the scene. James nervous, Ethan arms crossed, and a 13-year-old girl standing by the server, as if she owns the place. Sarah stops, her voice cold as ice. "Someone explain. Now, or I fire this entire room." The basement hallway of Nexlify trembles with the wail of alarms, like the frantic pulse of a machine pleading for help. Red light from a server screen bathes Lily Harper's face, the 13-year-old standing tall, her eyes blazing like wildfire. She points at the code slithering across the display, her voice sharp as steel. Check the protocol logs from 3:15 a.m. There's a file posing as a system update, but it's copying data. A young engineer with green-dyed hair, standing nearby, gapes. "Kid, how do you know this?" Lily shrugs, like it's no big deal. "I read the tech manuals in the archive room. Third shelf, bottom drawer." James Harper, her father, grips Lily's arm, his face pale with worry. "Lily, stop it. You're gonna get us in deep trouble." But she doesn't budge. She steps closer to the server, her fingers tracing an invisible map in the air. "This file isn't ours. It's disguised as a maintenance signal, but it's siphoning AI data out. If we don't block it, the Pentagon contract's toast." Her voice is icy, but beneath it lies a terrifying certainty, like a veteran engineer trapped in a kid's body. On the 27th floor, Sarah Coleman, Nexlify's CEO, storms out of her office, heels clicking like gunshots on the hardwood. Foam glued to her ears, she barks, "Say that again." The CTO's voice quakes through the speaker. "The main AI system's been breached, ma'am. Our security tools didn't catch it. We don't know where it's coming from." Sarah roars, her voice like thunder. "If we lose this data, we lose the Pentagon deal. Find it now." She slams her latte onto the desk, coffee splashing across the gray carpet. Sarah bolts for the elevator, jabbing the basement button, her breath short. Nexlify is her lifeblood, built on sleepless nights and million-dollar handshakes. If the AI data falls into enemy hands, the board will tear her apart before dawn. The elevator doors fly open, and Sarah strides into the basement, her eyes a storm of fury. She scans the scene. James anxious, 2 IT staffers panicking, and Lily, the intern in a gray hoodie, standing beside Ethan Walsh, the cybersecurity consultant. Ethan, in a black leather jacket, his gaze sharp as a blade, is checking the server screen. He turns to Sarah, his voice low. "The kid's right. This file doesn't belong to our system." Sarah blinks, processing. "The kid? What kid?" She points at Lily, her voice cold as ice. "Who are you, and what do you think you're doing?" Lily doesn't flinch. She steps to a whiteboard, grabs a marker, and starts drawing. Lines form with precision, like an engineer's blueprint. Nodes, pathways, and a red loop circled in bold. "They got in last night, through a backup port on secondary server," she says, her voice eerily calm. "The malware's posing as an internal signal, making the system think it's a maintenance check. It's copying AI data to an external server. I can trace the source, but we need access to the Tacoma data center's core." Sarah crosses her arms, eyes narrowing. "Where'd you learn this?" Lily shrugs. "Old books, YouTube, and I like figuring things out." Ethan smirks, nodding at Sarah. She knows her stuff. Logs confirm it. The backup port was bypassed in last week's update. Someone left it open on purpose. Sarah turns to Lily, her voice low but razor sharp. "Kid, you've got 30 seconds to convince me you're not just some curious brat." Lily takes a deep breath, pointing at the diagram. "They're not just stealing data. They're logging employee behavior, keystrokes, login patterns. They're building a fake Nexlify. The Tacoma cores are only shot to stop them because it's clean. If we don't act, we're done in 90 minutes." The room falls deathly silent. The green-haired engineer whispers to a colleague, "This kid, she's no joke." Sarah studies the diagram, then Lily, her eyes flickering between doubt and awe. This girl in scuffed sneakers and a messy ponytail just saw what her million-dollar IT team missed. "All right," Sarah says, her voice commanding the universe. "Call the Tacoma team. Get a car ready. And kid," she points at Lily, "you're coming with me." James jolts, stepping forward. "Miss Coleman, she's only 13. Sarah spins, her gaze unyielding. And she just saved us from $1 billion disaster. You want to argue, or keep your job? Lily grabs James's hand, whispering, Dad, I'm okay, but you've got to let me do this. James looks at his daughter, seeing a strange light in her eyes. Not stubbornness, but purpose. He lets go, nodding slowly. Ethan claps Lily's shoulder, his voice low. Let's go, kid. Consider this your first test. As the group rushes for the door, the alarm keeps wailing, like Nexlify itself is begging. Lily follows, heart pounding but mind sharp as a blade. She knows, somewhere in the shadows, the mastermind behind the attack is smirking, thinking they've won. But they haven't met Lily Harper. The score shifts from tense to a hopeful swell, the camera zooming in on the whiteboard diagram. Lily's lines a promise of victory. Drizzle falls on I-5, Seattle's gray sky looming like a storm about to break. A black SUV barrels toward the Tacoma data center, tires screeching on wet pavement. Sarah Coleman sits in the front, gripping her tablet, eyes locked on flashing red data streams. Ethan Walsh steers, his cold, sharp gaze flicking to the rearview mirror, like a hunter sensing danger. In the back, Lily Harper clutches an old laptop, fingers flying across the keys, coding a path to the Tacoma core. James Harper sits beside her, face pale, knuckles white on the seatbelt. Lily, you sure you can pull this off? He whispers, voice shaky. Lily doesn't look up, just nods. I have to, Dad, or Nexlify is done for. The Tacoma data center emerges, a concrete fortress behind razor wire fences, security lights blinking red through the rain. The tech team waits, Nexlify jackets soaked. Sarah leads the charge, striding through the gate, Lily and Ethan close behind. James is held back at the waiting area, his eyes trailing his daughter, longing to pull her back. Inside, the core room is freezing, server fans humming like a giant beast's breath. The head engineer, silver-haired, points to the main screen. This core is in cold storage, untouched since last year. The kid says it's clean, but how do we activate it without crashing the system? Lily sets her laptop down, plugs into the server, her voice eerily calm. We open port 7B, run a manual restore command, and block the fake signal from Seattle. I've got the code ready. She slides the laptop to the engineer, its screen displaying crisp command lines. Ethan checks it, nods. Kid knows her stuff. Do it. Sarah snaps. Execute. Now. The team types. The core screen lights up, data flowing like a river. Lily stands by, eyes glued to the code via video call from Tacoma, guiding the engineers through encryption layers. Watch port 3A, she says, voice razor sharp. It's got a time trap. Missed by a second, the system locks down. The silver-haired engineer, sweat beading, nods furiously. Everything's clicking, but then a small explosion echoes from afar, rattling the floor. Red alarm lights flash wildly. Sarah spins. What the hell was that? An engineer yells through the comms. Auxiliary storage in Seattle just blew. Backup power's cut. Ethan grits his teeth, voice like stone. Diversion. The hackers want us panicking and ignoring the main server. Lily, eyes still on her laptop, shouts, "Don't reboot the system. There's a second loop running." She points at the screen, where a new signal quietly emerges, siphoning data from a hidden server in Seattle's basement. Sarah blinks, struggling to keep up. What do you mean? We locked the back door. Lily shakes her head, fingers typing faster. The back door was bait. This hidden server, it was planted ages ago, maybe months. Someone inside knows the system inside out. Sarah calls Seattle, voice like thunder. Check the basement now. Find any device not on the inventory. The team races back to Nexlify, the SUV screaming through the rain. Seattle's basement is pitch black, lit only by IT team flashlights sweeping across server racks. Lily, James, and Ethan sprint in, breaths ragged. Lily scans rack 4C, then freezes. Here, she whispers, pointing to a tiny metal box, its green LED blinking like a demon's eye. Smart relay. It's remote-controlled. She kneels, dismantling it with a surgeon's precision, Cable snapping free. Her laptop screen turns green, flashing. Upload canceled. The team cheers, but Ethan raises a hand, silencing them. He picks up the relay, inspecting its chip, his eyes darkening. Kid, you need to see this. He opens his tablet, revealing the relay's code. Lily scans it, eyes widening. Olivia Grant, she whispers, voice icy. VP of IT. She wrote this. Sarah's jaw drops. Olivia, she's been here 15 years. Ethan nods slowly. That's why she knew every weak spot. But this kid saw what she didn't expect. Lily bites her lip, murmuring, I remember she asked me about the back door once, like it was casual. I thought it was just small talk. Sarah grabs Lily's shoulder, voice trembling. Kid, you just stopped a catastrophe. But Olivia, where is she? Ethan radios security, voice sharp. Check Olivia's office. Now. The comms crackle, a shaky voice replying. She's gone, Miss Coleman. Computer wiped, badge left behind. Sarah slams her fist into a server rack, the clang jolting the room. Find her, whatever it takes. Lily turns back to her laptop, pointing at the final code snippet. It's not just data theft, she says, voice quaking. It's logging employee behavior, login patterns, keystrokes, voices. They were building a fake Nexlify, run remotely. The basement falls deathly silent, only the distant rain pattering against far-off windows. Ethan looks at Lily, eyes glinting. Kid, you just busted $1 million scheme. Sarah turns to her, voice soft but firm. Lily, we owe you. But we're not done. If Olivia had accomplices, we need to find them. Lily nods, clutching her laptop, heart pounding. She knows the fight's just begun. The score crescendos, the scene cutting between the green code screen, the shattered relay, and Olivia's panicked face in Lily's memory, a ghost still at large. The basement of Nexlify is shrouded in darkness, lit only by the eerie green LEDs of servers blinking like soulless eyes. Lily Harper, the 13-year-old in a worn gray hoodie, stands frozen, clutching her laptop, eyes locked on the screen flashing green. Upload canceled. The IT team erupts in cheers, but Lily doesn't smile. She turns to Sarah Coleman, her voice trembling slightly. It's not just data theft. It's logging employee behavior, login patterns, keystrokes, voices. They were building a fake Nexlify. Sarah, Nexlify's sharp-edged CEO, grips the server rack, her face paling. Olivia Grant, she mutters, voice like a blade. 15 years here. Why? Ethan Walsh, the cybersecurity consultant, crosses his arms, eyes darkening. Because someone paid her millions. But this kid saw what she didn't expect. The comms crackle, a security guard's shaky voice breaking through. Miss Coleman, Olivia, she's not in her office. Computers wiped, badge left behind. Sarah slams her fist into the rack, the clang jolting the room. Find her, whatever it takes. She spins to Ethan, voice like thunder. Check every camera, every exit. She can't have gone far. Ethan nods, pulling out his phone, ordering security to scour Seattle. But Lily, still clutching her laptop, whispers. She's not alone. This relay's synced to another signal, outside Nexlify. We're not done. Sarah stares at the girl, her eyes flickering between awe and worry. You're saying there's someone else? Lily nods slightly, fingers trembling on the keyboard. Or a whole network. Ethan steps forward, inspecting the tiny relay Lily dismantled. He opens his tablet, analyzing the chip inside, then grits his teeth. Kid's right. The signal traces to a server in Vancouver, Canada. Someone's waiting for the data. Sarah barks at the IT team. Lock down all external connections. Now. The crew dives into their keyboards, screens flashing data like an invisible battlefield. Lily sits, plugging her laptop into the main system, starting to trace the Vancouver signal. I can find it, she says, voice razor sharp, but it'll take time. Sarah rests a hand on her shoulder, voice soft but firm. Kid, you've got all the time you need. The basement shakes with the thud of security team boots rushing in. One yells through the comms. Found Olivia. She's in the west parking lot, trying to slip away in an SUV. Sarah grips the comms, voice icy. Arrest her. Bring her here. Ethan glances at Lily, smirking. Kid, you just backed her into a corner. Lily doesn't reply, eyes glued to her screen, fingers dancing across the keys, chasing the Vancouver signal. Every second weighs on her small shoulders, but she doesn't waver. She knows if she quits now, everything they've done will be for nothing. The basement doors swing open. 2 security guards dragging Olivia Grant in, her hands cuffed. Olivia, the VP of IT with sleek black hair and a once keen gaze, now hangs her head, face ashen. Sarah steps forward, voice cutting like a knife. Olivia, why? Olivia looks up, a defiant spark in her eyes. You think Nexlify is innocent, Sarah? We sell AI for war. An Asian conglomerate offered me $20 million for the data. I just did what you wouldn't. Sarah clenches her jaw, but before she can respond, Lily stands, voice quiet but piercing. You're wrong. You didn't just sell data. You sold us, all the employees, all our dreams. You think $20 million's worth that? Olivia blinks, struck to her core, then lowers her head, silent. Ethan claps Lily's shoulder, voice low. Kid, you just shut her up. Sarah turns to the IT team. Restore the data now. Check every node. The crew types frantically, screens lighting up as AI data flows back, like a river finding its course. An engineer shouts, done. The Pentagon contract safe. The team cheers, but Sarah raises a hand, silencing them. She steps toward Lily, her eyes softening for the first time. Lily, I underestimated you. You didn't just save the company. You made us look at ourselves. She turns to James Harper, Lily's father, standing quietly in the corner, eyes glistening. Mr. Harper, you raised a genius. Nexlify owes you. James grips Lily's hand, voice thick. She just did what's right. Sarah smiles, voice resolute. Lily, starting today, you're Nexlify's part-time cybersecurity consultant. And Mr. Harper, you're promoted to facilities manager. James gapes, stunned. Ma'am, I'm just a janitor. Sarah shakes her head. No, you're the father of a hero. Lily looks at her dad, eyes shining. Dad, we did it. The next morning, Nexlify's main lobby glows with sunlight. A plaque is unveiled, engraved with, Courage doesn't come from titles, but from those who dare to question when the world stays silent. Employees gather, whispering about the intern who saved the company. Sarah stands by the plaque, looking at Lily and James, voice soft. This isn't just a thank you. It's a reminder. We're strong because of people like you, Lily. Lily holds her father's hand, heart pounding. She knows the journey's not over. Somewhere, the Vancouver signal lingers like a ghost, but today she's won. She looks out the glass doors, where Seattle sparkles in the morning light, and whispers, Mom would be proud, right, Dad? James hugs her tight, voice breaking. Your mom's always been proud, Lily. The main lobby of Nexlify glows under a crystal chandelier, Seattle skyline sparkling through towering glass windows. A crowd gathers, engineers, local reporters, all eyes on the podium where Sarah Coleman stands, her voice resounding. Today, we didn't just save Nexlify from a billion-dollar disaster. We honor a girl who saw what no one else did, who dared to question when the world stayed silent. She looks at Lily Harper, 13, standing beside her father James, her worn gray hoodie and scuffed sneakers shifting on the marble floor. Lily Harper, you're our light. Lily grips her dad's hand, heart pounding. James smiles, whispering, Your mom would be so proud, Lily. Sarah pulls back a curtain, revealing a plaque engraved. Courage doesn't come from titles, but from those who dare to question when the world stays silent. The crowd erupts in applause, the sound swelling like a wave. Lily steps to the podium, her voice soft but clear. I didn't want to be a hero. My mom said the world throws moments at you, and you've got to catch them. I just couldn't let the truth stay hidden. She glances at James, eyes glistening. If you feel invisible, don't stop. The quietest voice can change everything. The applause surges, echoing through the hall. After the ceremony, Lily stands on the rooftop, Seattle's breeze brushing her hair. James wraps an arm around her, voice thick. You're a miracle, Lily. She smiles. I'm still me, Dad. Just seeing clearer. A voiceover fades in, gentle but powerful. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It challenges you, and you decide who you are. Lily Harper chose to question, to trust her instincts, and saved an empire. Today, what will you see that others miss? Like, comment where you're watching from, and share the moment you dared to speak up, because someone somewhere is waiting for you.